cannot remember the last time I did a fine jewellery collection. So everything is going to be in one place with this video. We are covering silver, gold, diamonds. My hands look a little bit on the empty side compared to what we're used to, and that's because I'm going to stack them up as we go, okay? And I'm going to talk you through each piece. This is also going to be focused on the pieces that I gravitate to over and over and over again, my most worn. I have some pieces that are back in the UK, so obviously, due to logistics, we're not covering those today, but I'll also, they're in the UK, I'm not really gravitating towards them, okay? These are the Golden Children, and a lot of my fine jewellery have some sentimentality, some stories I will share as we go. I really love fine jewellery, and I feel that especially over the last few years, my love for fine jewellery has increased, especially because I've become more and more aware of smaller brands, more independent brands, and I just find their designs a little bit more creative and unique, maybe. I will have the links to the items, if they're still available, below, or in the shopping button on the screen. Guys, if you are new here, my name is Cassie and I'm a self-diagnosed luxury addict. I put out videos on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, so if you like luxury fashion, then you're probably going to love it here. So head down there, subscribe, turn on the bell, become a member of our luxury addicted family. When are we going to rehab? Never. I've got another camera up here. Oh my gosh, so professional. Hello, hello. So that you can get close-ups on some pieces as well. We're going to start off with earrings. Starting off with earrings that I wear all the time, and today's video sponsor, IDYL. By the way, I have a code for you, so keep listening. This second earring here, this is the Leah. I do not take her out. The thing with IDYL that always really impresses me is just the sparkle. Like, these are sizable diamonds used here. They really throw out the light fabulously. And that's because they use really top quality lab grown diamonds and 14 karat solid traceable gold. Traceable, key word here, okay? The whole brand's about sustainability. And because they're lab grown, they do tend to be on the more affordable side of things. So they're going to keep up with you, as you would expect natural diamonds to. You can shower, you can sleep. I slept with this whole set. I slept with this whole set on last night. Absolutely no issues. You don't have to baby them. I have a few pieces from them over the years, but these ones I'm currently wearing the Oh No, and then that one is the Leah. And I'm going to demonstrate the other great thing about IDYL, which is that you get the studs. So this one I believe is the largest size stud, because you know me. And then you've got these add-ons, okay, so that you can build up your little collection. You're not having to start from scratch every time. These are my current Golden Children. These are my faves. I'm not gonna lie to you. These are called the B. 5 marquee cut diamonds. Framing my ear. Are you kidding me? Okay, so we take the stud and we are going to thread her through to completely change the vibe that we are going for. Like, look at how fab that is. I mean, look at that. She's going to catch your eye, but it's not like a crazy statement piece that you can only wear once in a while. Like, these are built for the everyday, but they're not boring. They're always coming up with like new add-ons, new styles. I've got my mum on it. Yeah, she's hooked on it now. Obviously, these are in white gold. You can choose between all the colours of gold. If you're a yellow gold girl, fantastic, you can choose the yellow gold. If you're a white gold girl, sorted. If you're a rose gold girl, also an option. Like I said earlier about those like small brands that really sort of like capture my attention a bit more, IDYL is one of them. They're a small business, everything's made in Antwerp, really just like great quality, great pieces. I have a code, which is great. This is going to work all year round. Cassie Thorpe 10. That's it. You're going to get 10% off everything when there's no other like discount going, basically. So you're always going to get something off, which is great. I will have links to some of my favourite pieces below. And thank you so much, IDYL, for sponsoring this part of the video. Sticking with the earring theme, a couple of other IDYL pieces that I love. This is the power cuff. It's just this 2 rows of diamonds. Also, do not be alarmed if throughout this video my ears are bright red, because as soon as you touch them, they go bright red, and I'll be changing out the earrings a lot throughout this video. But I love the ear cuff because I have no plans on piercing here, but it gives, obviously, it's going to give that vibe without committing to a full-on piercing kind of thing, right? And I only just have sort of the usual setup and then an extra one over here. I don't know if I might get a second one here just for like symmetry and an excuse to, you know, wear more things. And then they've also got this solar one, which is basically like a little chain of diamonds. It hooks to the top of the ear and basically threads through the post of the earring so that you can have this great little dangly again without having to have the piercing up here to make that work. In terms of ear cuffs, the other fine jewelry one I have is this really beautiful Susanna Martin's piece, right? So it's almost like a corner, yellow gold with these marquee cut diamonds on both sides, right? And again, those are like sizable little chunky little diamonds sparkling away. I'm gonna see if we can stack these together, how that looks. And they've got a sort of like little hinge on the back there so that she is secure. Because the other thing I'm worried about is like, oh my gosh, these are fine jewelry. Like I don't want that just like falling off somewhere, never to be found again, and I've gone ahead and I've lost some diamonds. Shocking, the worst, right? So I don't know how this is gonna look stacked, but you get the vibe of how it will look, right? It's just like, I love white enamel, white ceramic, we're going to get into it, and I just love how this kind of like matches my usual hand situation and my other Susanna Martin's pieces as well. Usual suspects here, Tiffany. Ta-da! The Tiffany hardware earrings. I actually saw these on Tamara and she was wearing them and I was like, oh my gosh, they're such a great statement option, but you can wear them every day. They do these obviously in your yellow gold, your rose gold, fully diamonds, all of that. These are just sterling silver version because I'm not quite in that tax bracket yet, but look at them. They're just like, they give something, but you can still wear them every day. I will say is that you sort of do hear them jingle jangle a little bit as you walk. Is that something that might annoy you? You have a think about that, right? But these also in the extra large size. I think they do 2 smaller sizes. These are the biggest. I think that they can look quite elegant, but then they also look nicely casual. This one I lost one of the backs for, so ignore that. But these are the graduated diamond drop earrings from Ring Concierge, right? So you've just got these square-shaped diamonds that dangle down. Again, I think this is a good one that you can sort of, diamonds, I mean, you know, you can dress them up or down. That's why they're a girl's best friend and all of that. But I do think that these I definitely like when my hair is up, because we've got a bit of the dangle and it doesn't get caught in my hair, which is, you know, another thing to have to deal with when they're dangling and when the hair's down and all of this. These are sort of like a similar vibe to the Tiffany hardware, but different in their own right, okay? These are I really like these. These are like a very much a go-to for me. These are by the brand Schoonheid in Alice, which is Afrikaans, and I believe means beauty and everything. But I think the brand is actually based in Atlanta. They do these once again in all the 3 golds. I have the yellow gold. And the fun thing about these is that you can swap out, sorry, I haven't even told you the name. These are called the Noop earrings, right? So you can swap them out. So you can have one all diamond version, right? Here we go. Ta-da! And then you can have one non-diamond, but with the little armband of sorts. Would we say that's an armband? I personally like to have a little bit of a mix and match. It's a fun everyday earring that you don't have to think too much about, and she still looks different and interesting, right? Jingle jangle, dingle dangle. So confession for these, not just because they're crosses. I've had 3 of these. So we have 1, 2, and there was a 3rd. But basically, I lost one. One somehow managed to weasel itself out of my earlobe while I was at Woodbury Commons. And I got in touch with the brand and they allowed me to just buy one singular so that I could make up my pair again. They are these diamond cross earrings, right? They're very thin, they're very light, and they sort of thread through. They almost look like, I don't know, tweezers or something. So it goes, the end of it basically feeds through the tiny hole. And there you go. I like my crosses, as we know, and as we'll get to see more and all of that. I don't know, I like that they're long and quite thin and very sort of, they're just easy wear. I am slightly concerned about the fact that they can sort of weasel their way out of the ears. Maybe my lobes aren't set up right. Okay, on the topic of crosses, you know what they say, the bigger the hoop, the bigger the, you fill in the blank. So I love hoops, personally. And I love big hoops. My mum loves big hoops. J-Lo, Jenny from the Block, all of that. Like, it's just, it's a vibe. Sometimes there is nothing better than just a really great big hoop. And I saw these in Chrome Hearts. Chrome Hearts, I've fallen for the brand hook, line and sinker, okay? I'm not going to sit here and pretend. I get it. I get the hype and I like it. And usually their fine jewellery is like, it's very expensive. Their silver is more palatable, shall we say, in terms of pricing. I saw these. I expected them to be more than they were. I believe that they were like $450 each. They're sold separately. And they are solid silver. And then they have these crosses etched in all over them. Yes, it gives that sort of gothic-y vibe that Chrome Hearts is very well known for. And the size is great. I will say, because they're solid, there is some weight there. While I can wear them throughout the day, they do sort of start to take a little bit of a toll towards the end. But that's a great hoop. Undeniably. Speaking of big old hoops, we're back to Susanna Martin's. These are called the Unstoppable Maxi Hoops. And you've basically got this thin white enamel. They do it in loads of different colours. This is called the vanilla. The white is the vanilla. With 3 diamonds. It just sits on the ear so well. These are really nice and light and easy and wearable. That's a delicious hoop. She's called vanilla for a reason. She's delicious. Okay? Great, easy, light, can wear it all day. You've got some diamonds up there as well. It's not, you know, a usual kind of like pave hoop. It's not a solid gold hoop. Shout out Jennifer Fisher, because she does it and she does them very well. And yes, if somebody bought me one, I would gladly accept. But I'm just saying, it keeps you on your toes a little bit more. And so that's what I sort of look for in fine jewellery, is those a little bit more like, oh, I would never have thought of that sort of thing. Before we finish off on earrings, one last pair of hoops. These are more like everyday, easy hoops. These are Oval by Simon G. Gold at the back, diamonds on the front. Simon G, I've worked with them in the past. Great brand, family owned, based in LA. A little runaround diamond hoop. I'm probably never going to be somebody that does a normal diamond stud. Like, I love that for people. It's very classic, it's fabulous, it's chic, okay? But like, the ideal ones where you got like a little bit of pizzazz, something like this is my version of like an everyday stud sort of situation. Let's move into the rings. I love my rings, you know I love my rings. Let's stack them up together, basically. And these are the ones that maybe have the most like sentimental value to me. Let's start off with my engagement ring, which really is everything that I ever wanted out of an engagement ring. So basically this is designed by Concept 26 / and Nee. Nee had very minimal involvement, really. Basically, I had met Shari, who is the owner of Concept 26, at an event and met with her. I knew that she was a jewellery designer. We were talking and I was like, oh my gosh, this would be my perfect ring, like radiant cut. I knew I wanted radiant. Why? Because I've always loved an emerald, but I'm a loud luxury and not quite luxury girl, so I was like, oh, there's an emerald cut and it sparkles more, sign me up. So radiant it was. And Nee at the time was a bit about who he was initially going to go to the ring for, so he went to Shari, and I mean, they just created everything that I wanted, set in platinum. I'm obsessed, I love her. The question now is, what's your wedding band going to be like? Because I'm very sentimental about its next door neighbour. Basically, when it comes to the wedding bands, it needs to be something that can fit in with this. So maybe it needs to end up being a similar sort of width so that they talk to each other. I don't know. We're working on it, but obviously you'll see. You'll see when it all happens. Okay, so let's talk about her. This is 3 rings. I always get asked about this. It is 3 rings. This is the Chanel Ultra ring that my parents, do you see that? Look at that tan. Look at that. That's how long she's been on here. 18th birthday. My parents got this for me. This is the Chanel Wide Ultra ring. I don't think that they really do this anymore / publicise it. If they do it, they only do like certain styles from this range. They did it in white, they did it in black. It was an excellent, excellent fine jewellery range from them. And the other reason I like it is because it has movement, okay? And you'll see this with another ring of mine. It just makes it more comfortable. If this was a solid ring, it would feel less comfortable to me. These are 2 not super expensive stacking rings from Monica Vernada. She doesn't do these styles anymore, which again, tragic. Hear my cries, right? They talk to each other so perfectly. And hence we have this. This isn't going away anytime soon. or ever. This is from my parents, this is from me, like this is my little family. Let's talk about this hand before we start stacking it up. SHAY Jewelry white ceramic link ring with yellow gold, 3 links with the diamonds. They do this again, all 3 golds, black diamonds as well, and black ceramic and whatever. Again, she's flexible. Okay, she's fun. She's like a fun little tactile experience. And I bought this for myself the first Christmas being here in New York as like a little bit of a welcome to New York sort of gift. I love an excuse to buy something, and I even love to buy things without an excuse, but I wanted something that sort of commemorated that a little bit, and I saw this, loved it, and decided to sort of go for it, and that led to a partnership with the brand that we will get to when we get to that. We've got the Cartier Love Ring. This is not the widest size they do, but it's also not the wedding band. It's like the in-between size. This is rose gold. There's some weight here, like she's heavy, and it has the 3 diamonds. This was my graduating from university gift, again, from my parents. She's always going to be around. It means a lot to me, and I think that those two look really great together. She is my latest fine jewellery addition. This is the Tiffany split bone ring, part of the Elsa Peretti collaboration. I love this collaboration. I found it really iconic and just like such a cool thing, and one day I'll buy one for myself, whatever sort of thing. So they released the ring versions this year, and this is the silver version. Again, they do it in the gold and all of that, and they do another style, but this style to me is just a little bit more easier and comfortable. So it's open at the back, so you can bend easily, especially because I wear her as like a little pinky ring, and this is her little jacket. She also looks sort of Daphne Guinness-y. If you don't know who Daphne Guinness is, she's my personal style icon. I'm obsessed with her and I love her. So this is the unsaid whirlwind ring in the rose gold. So she's rose gold here, and then all of this is pave diamonds, and they are in like graduating sizes. So as you get to the top, they're bigger, and as you go down, they're smaller. I've never seen a ring like it. I love the height it adds. I love how interesting. I get so many compliments on this ring, and I'm not surprised, because like how can you not want to talk about her? She's fantastic. I love the height she gives. It sort of reminds me of like a cocktail ring without being the usual cocktail ring styles that we know. So I love that. I also love how it goes with everything on this hand. The last ring on this hand is another Susanna Martin's. And this is I think it's called the Crayola. I always get the name of it wrong, and you would think by now that I would have known. This is in yellow gold. Again, white enamel. As we see, we've got the ceramic, we've got the white enamel. I sort of didn't really know what my jewellery style was, and then I latched onto the white thing, and so I like to kind of pull that in where I can. And it's, again, such a comfortable ring. It's got shape. I think this next to that, like they are telling a similar story. They are flowing and they are whirling and they are doing the curves, and I appreciate that. On this hand, I have my Susanna Martin's Unstoppable ring, and I have been very, very lucky to have met Susanna a few times in real life. She is such a lovely person, and she has very kindly gifted me like this ring for my 30th, and then this ring was, I basically had included her in a video about, you know, independent jewellery brands, and she came across it. She sent me a lovely message about how she loved how I just like really understood her brand and would love to send me something, and she sent me this. This is the Unstoppable ring. It's square, and it has pave diamonds on 2 sides and then white enamel on the other 2 sides, and it's a thumb ring, and she's fabulous. Here lies the issue. So this is my current like hand situation. I do like more rings. I have seen more rings that I'm like, ooh, hold on, I need to add you to my collection. Where are you going to go? Because, you know, only the 10 fingers and all of that. I am considering moving her here, because that's also really comfy, and freeing up space for one more here. Or I have to start switching in and out, and I was never going to be a switch in and out person. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have my usual setup. But there's just too many nice things, and I only have 10 fingers. I might actually end up having a pinky ring here, I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep these 2 fingers free actually, because I quite like that. And this one is just the one that's just got all the razzle dazzle all of the time. It's also the hand I use the most, so like let's really get it going. Bracelets. Forgive me because I'm not going to take these off because it's going to take me absolutely forever to put them back on. Actually, this one I can take off. Let's start off with her. She comes from an unexpected place. Okay, there is beauty everywhere, including, ladies and gentlemen, in Costco. Actually, I don't need to tell you that because Costco, beauty lives in Costco. I sodding love that place. Fine jewellery is actually phenomenal. So this is a white gold bangle. It has tiny baguette diamonds down the middle and then normal set down the sides, framing it. And I bought this for myself when I went full-time as a YouTuber / somebody that has a bit of a weird job now. I love it. It's great. It means a lot to me. So this is, again, another Simon G piece. It's sort of this like little hook and eye. It's a little tennis bracelet. Fabulous, easy. Again, really comfortable piece to wear. She doesn't get in the way. Cartier Juste un Clou. And as somebody who has regularly, I have not besmirched the name, but I do give alternatives regularly to love bracelets and Juste un Clou and stuff like that. But this was my mum's. She gave it to me. This is the white gold. It's got the diamonds on the head of the nail and on the tail. My mum went through a weight loss and it was rattling around on her hand and she was like, oh, you just take it. And I said, gladly, thank you very much. The only condition was that if I lose it, I have to replace it. So I live in fear. And then we have this lavender goddess. So, as I said, when I bought this ring from SHAY, I included it in my Christmas haul video, and then the brand was like, people bought the ring. Let's talk about possibly doing something together. So, we came up with this beautiful lavender, and there were rings, there was a skinnier bracelet as well, and it was amazing. I love it. It's also very comfortable. It's the same as this, right? I love the lavender, it's fun, it's interesting. If you think of fine jewellery, don't think, oh yes, a purple bracelet, you think of like amethyst. It's just a fun pop, why not? Tiffany bone cuff. Obviously they've done it, I've chipped it here, shh, don't tell anyone. Obviously when this came out, you know, it was done in the silver and the golds and it's just so fabulously, fabulous. And, you know, I think the collection started in the 70s. It's one of the most successful collaborations with Tiffany of all time. They came out with the white enamel version and I was like, oh, this is the one I've been waiting my whole life for. Basically it comes in a few sizes and that's going to be for like the width of your wrist. And then there's a left and a right. So if it's a left hand, the bone like is going to be here so that it actually fits nicely on your bone and it's comfy. Or it's going to be here if you want the right-handed version. But it's just got so much like clout. I don't know what it is. You know, that's a chunk of like real estate on the arm there. And I just, like I said, it's iconic. It's a great piece to have. The enamel ones they also do in black, and they are cheaper than the silver versions as well, if that's a sticking point for you. But I just think it looks cool. Somebody did think that I was wearing a cast at one point, and to that I say I understand. I understand where you're coming from. It has not deterred me. Then we have necklaces. So we have this necklace that is currently off, and that's actually a little bit out of laziness, to be honest with you. This is a Concept 26 puzzle piece necklace, white gold with the diamonds, very beautiful, stunning. Basically, she used to sort of hang in between these two crosses, which I'm going to get to. We're having three necklaces, they do get tangled. So I bought a necklet, which is this sort of contraption, I still have it here, that you basically attach the ends to, and then it's like one closure altogether. Yeah, they get absolutely dingy and gross, so I kind of hated that after a while. So I'm trying to like figure out what's best. Then we have my crosses. Let's do this one at the top here. This is, I think actually technically this is a Russian Orthodox cross. My parents got this for me on a trip to Russia. If you didn't know my background, my mum's half Russian, half Ghanaian. When I was in my early 20s or something, and then they brought this back for me. It's in rose gold and it's really beautiful. Really beautiful all pave diamonds, right? Then we have this one who falls a little lower. This is by Sydney Evan. This is the long cross, and I got this when I got into university. I love my crosses. I am Church of England / Episcopalian is the American term. I just like having them close to me. I do want to get one that lives up here. And then at one point I kind of had this idea to string all of the crosses around one chain. So there's just like cross, different ones, the ones that I've collected over the years, onto one chain. TBD, I'm not sure if that's going to happen or whatever, but in the meantime I wouldn't mind having a small waterfall of crosses. Before I forget, Sean Lean, RIP, I think the brand is closing, it's really sad. These are, he did solid gold ones, but these were just the vermeil, like the plated ones, rose gold, the long hook earrings. And you've seen me wear these time and time again. You just have this short hook at the front, long hook that comes down. Again, such a really great, easy, everyday piece that's interesting. She's a little bit fierce and ferocious with her sharp corners. That is my current fine jewellery collection. I have my eyes on some other pieces that, you know, hopefully I'll tick off at points, but there we go. Don't forget about my IDYL code. If you're interested, you want to have a look, links are all down below. Cassie Thorpe 10. Thank you so much to IDYL once again for sponsoring. I'm going to link to another video over here in case you haven't already seen it. Have an amazing morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are. And in the words of my father,
if you've enjoyed it, tell your friends. If you haven't, keep your mouth shut.
I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys.